This enterprise test data tutorial, we're going to look at data masking and specifically cross-referencing across tables and databases. Cross-referencing allows us to utilize a reference database to store data for consistent masking across multiple databases and environments. This means that the same value always gets masked to a new value, and it allows us to maintain consistency whenever we're applying masking. And the way we do this is we use a reference database. Now, what this means is that if we have a person called Emily and we mask to Richard, we use our reference database to always make sure that our first names get mapped to our corresponding masked names as well, so it maintains consistency. Our reference database doesn't hold the data pre-masked. What it actually does is it stores three columns, and those three columns include the cross-reference identifier, which we can give whenever we define a masking function, the pre-masked value hashed, which it's impossible to go backwards on and reverse engineer the PII or sensitive data you're masking, and then also a post-masked value of what that data transforms into. During the masking process, a lookup is performed against this table on the identifier and the pre-masked hash. If a matching entry is located, the corresponding post-masked value is utilized. Otherwise, if no match is found, then that particular value will be masked, hashed, and inserted into our reference table. Now, it's really important to note that while hashing is used for consistent masking, it is a one-directional approach. That means that if we hash a first name, it will come to a number, we will mask it, we will have our masked first name, but it is impossible for us to go in the opposite direction, go from the masked first name back to the original value that took place. If we look at an example for this, just carrying on with our first names, if we have someone called Emily, we produce a hash for them. We then go and look them up in the reference database and say, do we have data for this person already? Do we have a masked value? If we do, then it's very simple. We just pull in that value and Emily becomes Richard whenever we identify Emily in our data. Otherwise, if there's no mask, then Emily will transform to a new name and that value will get inserted into our reference database. And this basically means that every time we perform masking, if we come across a particular value, we have consistency and we always merge to that value. Now, in this tutorial, we're going to go through a few steps. Firstly, we're going to create our cross-referencing database table. We're then going to register our cross-reference database. We're going to create a masking activity. We're going to configure our cross-reference rule set, and we're going to perform masking. And we're going to show you what that looks like. Now, the first step we need to perform is to create our cross-reference tables. Now, to do this, we're going to be creating a new schema and we're going to be creating a new table, though you can name these however you like and you can store them in a different database if you want to. But for us, it's crucial we have three columns. We have a name, we have the old value hash, and we have a new value. Okay. And obviously here we're using Postgres, but this could be SQL Server or other database technology, but you need to have these three rows active here. Now, once we have them, we can obviously execute and we can create that schema and we can create it with the table in for our cross-referencing. Now we're inside the Enterprise Test Data portal. The next step is we need to register our cross-referencing database. To do that, we're going to create a new connection profile. We'll call this our cross-ref database, and this is for hash lookups. Give our connection details in here. And what you'll see is that for the schema, I've given the schema for our hashing, and I've also specified the table here that we're going to use for that cross-referencing as we go through. It's very important to do these two steps. Now, once we're happy, we should save this. Okay, and we're just going to come in and do a scan just so we have that available and we can make sure that the connection and our instance is able to connect to that. And what we should see is that that table is scanned successfully and it's available. When we're ready, we're going to come in and create a new masking activity. So for us, we're going to be doing data masking. We're going to be doing our Curiosity bank, but we're going to be masking all of our cross references. We'll create that activity, we'll open it up, and we have that available. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to attach our definition. We're going to attach our default database connection. Now, the crucial pieces here are you need to come to configuration and you need to specify our cross-reference connection ID, which we just registered inside the portal. So for us, ours is called cross-reference database. We'll add that and we'll click OK, so that is available. Now, the next step is we're going to create a rule set. And we're going to call this our cross-ref rule set. And we're going to add two tables to this. We're going to add transactions and we're going to add customers. And then we're going to press the OK button to create it. Now, if we open this rule set up, what we're going to see is that we have customers here, which have a first name and a last name. And we also have transactions here, which has the first and last name of the customer embedded. Now, when we perform our masking, we want to have consistency that our customers end up being masked to the same name, so we don't lose the consistency between these two tables of who performed the transactions. Now, to do that, we're going to create a very simple example. We're going to firstly interrupt with the customers table, and we're going to mask our first and last names. Now, to do this, we're going to create some people. We're going to create a synthetic first name here. Now, we need to use cross-referencing, and the cross-reference value that we're going to look up is called first name. Okay, we can call this whatever we like, but this is going to say that whenever I mask a first name, I want you to perform this cross-referencing first and see if there's a value that already exists so that I can use the consistency of masking for a cross-reference database. So we'll do our first name, and then we will do our last name in here as well, and we'll provide the same reference here. Now, inside our transactions table, we are going to do exactly the same thing so that we end up with consistency. We're going to mask the first name, and we're going to use the first name cross-reference, and we're going to do the same with the last name here. Now, this is going to ensure that we have consistency between these two. They always get masked to the same values, and this means that we have consistent masking. So let's actually go back to the activity now, and let's create an example. So the next thing we need to do is create our data masking submit form. This is going to be our masking cross-reference. We'll put it in our masking group. We'll create our submit form. Okay, our submit form has been created. Let's come back up. And now let's perform our masking. So we're going to select our connection ID and let's go and execute this. Our masking has been finished. We'll see our customers and our transactions have been updated. Now, if we come back in here and we look at our cross-reference database, what we're going to see is that has been populated with the names, the hashes, and the new values for them. So as we've gone through, whenever our masking routine has come across these first names and last names which hash to these values, we're always applying the representative new value and ensuring consistency in our masking routine. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to learn more, visit curiositysoftware.ie.